Yeah, 5, and then I'll share midway.
Sure. I don't know if has it started. Hello, 07 Star Citizens, and welcome to Answer the Call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know where we were, but I'm back. Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode without me. I read the comments, and it certainly seems like you did. So I'm permanently leaving the podcast. No, of course not.
You did
This
great.
is your this is your weekly Star Citizen podcast and call-in show. Answer the Call. I am here with SaltEMike. How you doing, Mike?
There. Now everyone can see you. I'm doing good. Yeah, it was last week without you, but you were here in spirit, so that was very important. And now I'm not used to having you here, so as you could see, I was putting the screen share up and all these things, and like it's not even showing the right thing right now. It's all going swimmingly.
One week and everything falls to pieces.
Exactly. 1 week without Croncy here. Oh yeah, this is bad. This is going to be hard to do. But, okay.
Well,
anyway,
regardless, yeah. Another interesting week. We had some more 4.1 patches. We had a roadmap roundup. We had an ISC, and we have lots of people participating now in a Lionel mine, which is going to be one of our main things we talk about today, as it's the it's the big hot new topic that people are doing.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess a lot of people participating in a liner mine might be a bit of an overstatement, because obviously on the PTU, and the PTU is been really problematic. How has it been for you? Because you have the Australian server things, but this is on US servers typically in the PTU.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything other than US server 110. So
yeah. So the very fun issue that happened a lot with CZs is back, of keys not wanting to fit in anything. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can brute force the alignment keys into the holes with the tractor beam, as far as I can tell.
That was broken for you this morning?
Yes, multiple locations, multiple satellites. We just could not put the alignment keys in.
And you had them in your hand already?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. Once again, that's a problem we had with CZs, but there was like a really easy solution, which is you just use the tractor beam and it would work. So that's unfortunate. So that's going to be a thing that needs to change and be fixed. For reference, if anyone hasn't checked out the event, by the way, what we're talking about that the Lionel mine is the new Hathor ground station stuff. You have to get 3 keys at each station and put them into the station so that the satellites align. You then have to get a battery from each station and take it up to the orbital platform, put those in. You then grab a key from there, you take it down, and then you hit a laser, and then you go into a cave. It's a very long... It feels like a quest line almost, of you just doing all of these different sort of like fetch quests in order to get some really rare materials, which can then be turned into Wikelo, our new Banu friend. Can they be sold? Do you know if they can be sold?
Okay. I had Elliot in chat. Now, hold on. I'm going to just quickly switch scenes, because I think that'll help us make our normal podcast experience be a little bit better. So Croncy can actually see me where normally he can't. But this is my Google Drive. Oh, there's old Croncy. Hold on. We got to bring back new Croncy. There we go. I was hoping that the quality would be good, and because we have some weird issue where, like, whenever my hard drive is playing a video, it stutters because we're streaming to 2 different places, and the GPU, I think, just gets overloaded. So I was hoping if I played it off the drive, it would be good. Google Drive defaults to 360p. So it's just I didn't know it was gonna look this scuffed, but maybe you could kind of tell. There's Valakar there too. I just killed a Valakar.
I haven't seen the worms yet. I'm really jealous.
I guess because it's 360p, it's not too spoiled for you. But hopefully, hopefully I'm able to fix this problem for Croncy and I, which I think I may have.
There we go. Yeah, you did. Yep, sweet.
Yay! Okay, so that's that gone. Unfortunately, I'll do my best to show you better quality video from this point forward.
Yeah, all good.
But that's not gonna work right here. I have an idea actually for the future on that one, but
interesting.
yeah, I think I have a good idea. We'll see.
Yeah,
but I think the event's really cool. We talked a lot about it last week without you here, and we talked a lot about the tier 0 implementation of the item recovery and stuff and those experiences, and yeah, it was a good podcast. I didn't think it would go that smoothly without you, and I had been all over the place of what I was gonna do. Like, was I gonna bring Cutlet on and have a second guest? And I was like, you know what, this community needs to speak their mind, and they did. And we talked a little bit about it, but nobody had fully experienced the Hathor stuff just yet because it wasn't really working. And I've had similar experiences to you, not the exact problem that you're having. Most of the time for me, other people have aligned and done everything, and then it wasn't resetting. And then I broke down. I had enough. It had been a week of I had to get a tooth pulled. I was in pain, all this stuff. And then a week of just bug after bug after bug. And I was like, I just want to see this thing work. And I just gave up on Friday, I think it was. And then PC 101, another content creator and someone who's been around forever in the community, messaged me and was like, yo, I'm on a server with Cutlet. There's only 6 of us on the entire server. Do you want to join me? And maybe we can actually try this. Because him and I had been trying to do it together the whole time. And we got it to work. We did it multiple times. And it reset and everything. And it was cool, except one thing didn't work. A very important material called Caranite, which is funny. Just the name, like Karen. And the most important material is Caranite, and those weren't dropping enough. Definitely a bug. And yeah, but other than that, very cool. Bring the stuff to Wikelo. Did you get to go see Wikelo's Emporium?
Yes. So so they added him in. I think it was like early Saturday morning my time, I believe.
Yeah.
I was like in the middle of preparing for Magic, and I was even saying to myself, like, I've got to practice for the next day. I've got to make sure I'm ready. And I'm like, someone in my Discord was like, oh, but you could just do a cheeky like 2 hour look at Wikelo. Yeah. So I was able to do that last Saturday. Holy shit, we have an alien fucking finally. Rip, there goes all the money from this pod, but I'm super excited. It's awesome. Now there's not much to it yet. Well, there is, but like there's not much to the fact that he's an alien yet, right? There's a couple of cool things in there. I like the design of him. I love the like weird broken English that he speaks in. It's very fun. I like the sort of like Banu architecture aesthetics of the hangar. Or like his asteroid that he's situated in.
Did you see his room yet?
No, I have not, and I'm kind of saving myself because a lot of the what I've been seeing of his room is like the glitching through the wall and stuff. So I kind of don't want to spoil myself.
Okay, you look at the YouTube chat. I'll look at the Twitch chat.
Okay.
Should I show right now? Croncy cannot look at the screen and it'll be okay. Oh, but then I'll describe it. Like it's an open PTU.
I think do it. I think do it. Just show it.
Okay.
Just show it.
All right, I'll bring it up. I'll try.
You're too excited. I have to look at it now.
It's that good. It's actually really, really cool. So
I did hear you can hear the Copians right next to the door, so I knew that there's like a thing there where I think Copians are supposed to be attacking it or something in the future.
Copians attacking? No, I don't know what you're on about that.
So you can hear. So like right now the door's like closed.
Oh, you can hear Copians.
Soon. You can hear Copians.
Hold. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, that's not it.
Oh, they're not. Oh, are they like? Are they gonna be like in cages or something?
He's a collector.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's a collector. Hold on, I'm bringing it over. I'm just hoping it stays smooth, but I'm not sure if it will. All right.
Oh, is the door open in 4.1 now?
Yes. That's why I was like, did you check it? Like, I didn't
check
glitch.
It today.
I didn't glitch.
Yeah.
The door's open. It's fully, and it's sick. But then you are aware of like the things that you that he collects, right? Oh, it's getting choppy. It always starts off rough. good, and then it starts to get choppy. But you are aware that he's like it's like a Tarkov trader. Like you give him stuff and he gives you stuff. Okay.
Yeah, you barter with him rather than money. That's plastered along the walls on the side.
But more importantly, in here, they show what you get for the barter.
Very cool.
And what you have. So it's like the proper barter. Now I don't have to like look at the mission system to try and figure out what I'm getting. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, get 10 Jalcium, 5 Caranite, 10 Tundra Coprian horns, which are pretty hard to find, but they're not that hard once you know where to look. And one beef burrito, which is, I mean, that the food and drink thing is just goofy. And then the like goofy in a funny way. And then the last one, let's see if I get there. So this is why you're hearing the Copians, by the way. He has them in like cages.
Yeah, they're just like in a little display. That's very cool.
This is the cool one.
Is this the armor?
Yeah.
Ooh. So is this the armor that we've been finding in boxes that is the zero texture, or is this a different
Correct. One? Well,
okay.
This is a skinned version of that armor. Does that make sense?
Okay, very cool. Yeah.
And obviously it's pretty expensive. 20 Caranite is a lot.
Okay.
And so is 30 of so it's a bit of a grind to get this stuff. And then more importantly, which I think you're not actually missing out until you go yourself, when you do come up to these locations, he talks to you.
Very cool.
Yeah, so he'll talk
to you. Is he a physical NPC in there, or
no? But I'll see if I can scroll back to where he might be, like
supposed to be or something.
Who's the guy in Grimhex?
Like
right
the
here.
One on the terminal.
Yeah, the one on the terminal. So there's this,
which would make sense as well, because he's got multiple emporiums in Stanton, right? So I imagine he's not going to actually physically be there.
Exactly. Yeah, more like Rudo. Like here's the thing, and I feel like I look up for a second. There's this light, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's like projecting like down, and he'll hologram in and talk to you from here. So potentially, but that never happened. There was no sounds or anything when I was in there, but. One of the coolest things in the patch, I think one of I do want to explain why this is impactful, and I didn't quite register to me until Elliot told me, was this is the first time the mission system rewards you something. So you did the Vandal Mask a long time ago. You've done all of these missions to get items like the supplier die, that kind of stuff, right? But those were given to you on the website. These are the first items ever just thrown into your freight elevator during the game. You have to literally log out and log back in to get these things from these other events. So this is the first time the mission system has ever delivered something to you properly. And that's great. That's awesome. So
it's also the first time we've ever had like a barter system in the game ever, right?
Exactly.
So there's elements of that there too. There's also, this is more like I imagine this is something that they've maybe learned from CZs, and it's why they've done this. It's also another way to earn things in game that are not like mission related at all. Like just go collect stuff, just turn it in, works, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, super dope. I'm really excited for it. Hopefully, I do want, like, from what I've seen of all the rewards, they are very cool. Expand it, please. Like continue expanding it as it comes through, either through other traders or like just more of this guy, whatever. But not a bad way to introduce our first alien into the game, and also a good. This is the year of content, not features. This is a pretty damn good piece of content that like would be a highlight in any major patch, right?
Why though? Not because of what it is now necessarily, but because of what it can be. I think is like somebody in Twitch chat goes right away. First thing was one of the first things I thought of too, man, was can we trade stuff from inside the CZs with him, like the bolts and the comp boards and the this and the that, and it's like yes, well you can't, but
theoretically yes,
you could, right? And does it have to be with Wikelo? It doesn't.
Exactly, yeah.
It could be with some any mission giver that we have now can now be a trader, right? So
yeah,
it's the world of this can just grow and get huge, which is really cool. So I don't know. I've done a couple missions for him. I delivered food and drink and got like a bunch of SCU of Aphorite, which is interesting. Yeah, nice. And other ones I got like food and things, and it's just constant things of value.
I did the first one for him, which is just like it's the 3 Tundra Copian horns, the can and the burrito, and he rewarded me with 8 SCU of Tundra Copian horn. Cool.
How does that make sense? I don't know.
He's a bad trader. It's in the lore. He's just bad at making money. That's my assumption.
Maybe it's also this. It's kind of like a gambling system, and people are like, that was the only negative I heard other people say about it. Is like, oh, we get to go find these things to go gamble or something, and it was like, yeah, it's a little bit weird and stupid. I prefer the barters that we saw for the weapons and the armor, where it's like, you give me this and I give you that, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
I think as well though, like while it's like it could be, once again, it's not really considered gambling because like you always still get more than you put in.
Maybe
so
not.
it's just
5-star said he gave me a purple shirt and a hat.
Yeah, you get more than you put in. That's what I'm saying. So...
What the fuck? Who wants that?
Okay, that's rough.
Yeah, that sucks. Sorry, dude.
Maybe not then. Maybe you can lose some time on that. But I think the one of the other important things is like the big rewards that you can get, because I saw that you can get a Polaris as one of the big ship rewards.
Yep.
That's crazy. But awesome. Like I would love to, as a bit of an org, hey, we're going to spend a week getting some stuff together. We're going to go and do the, align or mine. And we're going to turn it all in, try to get ourselves a Polaris that we can use for like, X, Y, Z. That's awesome. Cool. So it's like 2 different features that are connected, but don't have to be, that has me sort of excited.
100%. I like it. Now, what I will say is the only thing that I've seen the Caranite, Saldinium, and I always forget the other name of the other one. These are the hand / ROC minables. Caranite's both, which is interesting. An interesting choice. Those are only used here, from what I can tell. Okay. Oh, I think you asked me
once again.
Yeah, but I don't think I responded to it. Yeah. Elliot was in my chat and said, are you going to sell these to Rayari, or are you going to turn them in? So, again, we'll touch on to Rayari, I think, in a little bit when we talk about ISC, but there is a new event related to medical. Rayari is a medical company, and
they're a new reputation faction this patch as well. They've
exactly. They have a mission that is asking for things, and that's so maybe there's a mission there that requests these, that as you do the reputation tasks, that shows up. So that's what I'm guessing it is. Or again, Caranite was really hard to come by, and these other things. And when I played, I wasn't on stream. I was playing just with PC and Cutlet off stream. So Cutlet used the Caranite to get a ship from Wikelo. He got I think it was a Andromeda with a bunch of Class A components, something like that. So I don't know if Rayari buys any of this stuff. So that like just from from a trading standpoint. So yeah, we'll see. But the idea here is something's happening with med beds or something, right? Do you want to go into ISC, I guess?
Before we go into ISC, I just wanted to tell me about the cave. So every time I've tried to get into this cave that the Hathor mining laser makes, I either get killed to a bug, a player, or it's impossible to make the cave because of other bugs. So yeah, tell me about the cave.
It's a cave.
Oh, sick!
It's a cave. Yeah, it's just a cave with hand minables in it. That's it. But in the P2, it closes after 15 minutes. But you don't die. It's not like the CZs where there's like a death thing and you die in there.
Yeah.
You just mine in it, and you can literally stay in there until somebody else opens it back up. I don't know if you died to the laser when inside.
But you can get stuck in there.
Oh yeah. Well.
Okay. Interesting.
No. because
no, but unintentional.
yeah, like you can't get stuck, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's like you're able to just clip out of the surface, but
Yeah.
I think you're meant to get stuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's hand minables, rock minables in there, and they're only the new ones. Slash, I saw a couple Hadanite, a couple Dolovine, but mostly the new ones. And yeah, you're just able to just pop right out but I don't think that's intended. And yeah, so when I got there, there's just a bunch of dead bodies, probably from people backspacing after getting stuck. Because again, 15 minutes is really short to get all this stuff out of there. I'm assuming it's going to be like the CZ timer, like 2 hours or something in the future. So,
I will say I am
cave with that stuff, nothing special.
Yeah, I love the idea of the event. I have one concern, and this is the only time I've ever had this concern, which is I don't know if Star Citizen's ready for a large enough group event like this without the like LFG tools and stuff. But it's a weird concern. Like when this goes live, it's going to be extremely large orgs doing this for a week or two. Very similar to sort of how CZ started off, but more aggressive because you've got more ground to cover, you've got more tasks to do, and so there's like more opportunities for you to get sort of like killed while you're doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that's probably going to happen is after a couple of weeks, people will get bored of it. They've already got their rewards. And then smaller, like I want it to still be groups, but smaller groups of like maybe 5 should be able to do that at that stage. But I don't know. I'm very concerned with just how large of a task it is, I guess. Like this feels like a group doing an old school dynamic event to me in terms of how much stuff there is to do.
It's really a lot.
Yeah.
It really is. And there's so many steps, there's so many points of failure.
Mm-hmm.
That I have similar concerns. Like you can compete in this as a solo player, but it's not going to be easy, right? Like you're basically you can't do every step yourself most likely without someone getting involved. So just to be clear, these are the steps, guys. There's 3 giant satellite dishes. They require you to go get blue keys. So you got to find them. I saw that fly flying around. You got to get blue keys, and then you got to use the blue keys to essentially get the red keys. The red keys give you other keys that you put in. You need 3 of those to get to align the stations, right? Once the stations are aligned, this door opens up. There's these giant batteries. So now you got to take 3 batteries, boom, huck them into a ship and fly them up.
They're big too. They are massive.
They're 30 tons. 30 tons.
Yeah.
So you can move them with a small tractor beam while on the surface of the planet, but the moment you get them in a ship, it's too heavy for you to move. So you need the big dedicated tractor beam for this. Bring it up to the station, put those batteries into things that are on the landing pads, and then once those are there, then you have to fight through all the NPCs and other players to press a button. Once you press that button, you get a key. Then you have to take that key and you have to go all the way back down to the surface, put that key in, then another button comes out and you press it, and then that is what makes the laser make the cave. Then you have to fight off everybody for the material to get that stuff. All of this while in a monitored zone, by the way. Yeah.
And it is cool. I do think it's cool.
The steps insane are cool, but if you are if you are not in a well-organized org, you're not going to see each like this isn't an instance, right? Yeah. So it's gonna be challenging for you to even get to do the 3 aligning things without somebody else already doing them. So you will have to interact with other people. You will have to maybe type in general chat. You might have to use your microphone in the game. Oh my God, gasp.
Which working perfectly today on 4.1, which I was very happy with.
Yeah, one of the only things server-wide that are working perfectly, but we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, so that's where my concern comes from, right? Is like it is the first actual like large scale organization thing that we're doing. You could call it an event, but I imagine it'll just stay up. We'll see. Yeah. that requires you to have like background comms and stuff if you want to do this properly. Which is fine. That content needs to exist in Star Citizen. It might be too early for it. Without having like people will probably be sour on this. There will be a large portion of the community that's going to be sour on this, just because it's going to be too hard for them to find a group to do it.
Yep. I think I'm going to go a little bit of a different route on this one. Because of how hard I think it will be to do.
Yep.
I might go the piracy route.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? If you the part of it is like, well, you can just make someone do 9 out of 10 of those different tasks
and just be there
and
on
just get
step
them
10.
Exactly right. Just get them just before they open up or whatever.
It's one of the again, with the tier 0 implementation of things, that is literally one of the only things of value in the game that you can loot now. Is like the end key to turn on the laser, so you could do it any time when it's kind of quiet, something like that. But then again, you can't do it because all the other things, all those steps
you need the alignments and everything to still happen.
Exactly, forgot about that. So it's way better to just wait near the cave or wait near Wikelo. Like that's my thought process here. Is I will want to do those things with the org and try to do that stuff and try and do the communication thing, but most likely it'll be very difficult. So if I want to do a lot of Wikelo content, I think the easiest way to do that is probably have other people do it for you. Right?
Yeah. My other sort of like just thing that I want to get your take on, Mike, because you have completed it. Do you like the gameplay sounds fun? Do you think the in-game reward is worth like the time that it takes to do it, or should there be a balancing for that?
No, the in-game rewards don't feel well. Okay, a Polaris for a player, not having to buy it in-game, or
can you
buy
get
them
that
in-game
from one attempt? Like that. No. That's what I'm saying. Like
no.
So like
no.
Add up all of those attempts. Do you think there needs to be a rebalancing of that already?
I won't even answer that right now because it's hard to say. Because right now the Wikelo rewards are minus 90% of what they should be.
Right.
So it's hard to say like how is it going to feel on live? Tons of people doing it. All that stuff. A 2-hour window in between. Obviously, a Polaris needs to be a grind. Like it should take
for sure
longer than a day to get a Polaris for somebody, right? So it's hard. I think that's the thing we have to feel first before we answer. If you're okay with me not answering it just yet.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah. So it's a lot of steps though.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. So it's hard to like say that in a negative way without being like, but it is really cool. So
I think a point you made earlier, there's so many like failure points, I guess, along the line that people are going to have to overcome, right?
Yep.
So
not just bug failures, like other people.
No, just like actual player error failures that'll become a problem. Like imagine you do all of the stuff that we mentioned, and now you've got the 3 batteries on your C2, and oops, I accidentally rammed into a thing. There goes the last 3 hours of gameplay.
Yeah. I did fire the laser, and it was neat. It was cool. Yeah,
the laser's very cool. The sound of it, as always, the CRG sound team is insane. Absolutely popped off. I did find a location where the laser had bugged out, so it was just constantly shooting, and got to check it out.
Nice.
So yeah, very happy with that. The kill zone needs to be wider. It took me until I got right into the center of the laser for it to actually kill me.
They shrunk it because I think it was killing too many people and they couldn't watch it.
Okay.
Star Citizen is a visual game.
True.
It's a picture book. Okay. There's no dying here. We don't die anymore. And when you do, you don't lose anything. So it's fine. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, this is 4.1, right? Wikelo plus this. And that's what you're going to be doing. I tried to do contested zones today because of P8AR, and at the very end, the elevator was just a void. Freight elevators and elevators are still, and transit are still a bit of a problem on 4.1. Now, the experiences I want to talk about is what I'm really nervous about. Is they have this cadence at the end of the month. At the end of the month, we're going to deliver this next patch. What day is it? It is the 16th. we're not that far away from the end of the month now. We're at the beginning of the month when we first started talking about this. I was like, all right, they got time. They got time. Now I'm starting to feel the crunch a little bit. Insane desync. Like horrible.
Yes.
Insane interaction delays. We're talking about 10 plus seconds at often, all the time. If like, to be honest, transit issues out the wazoo. The worst desync one I experienced was trying to land on Daymar. I'm 3,000 meters above Daymar, blowing up as if I'm on the surface.
Yep.
So it's like old pre 4.0 stuff that we're dealing with right now. Like, remember some of those really, really unsolid patches? This was supposed to be the year of stability.
Yeah.
What I know they added this stuff, and I've seen the, like, somebody fired the laser and then the whole server just degraded right after.
Yeah.
But so it's like, it seems clear that this is probably something to do with it. Tons of dead NPCs around, tons of entities all over the place.
Yeah, I was going to say, the culling seems almost non-existent at these locations at the moment.
Yeah, right? So there's a lot of weird issues, and I'm just going to, instead of being negative, like completely, like, oh my God, the sky is falling, because it's not. We have a couple weeks. Yep. But the concerns are there of like, whoa, did we just take a massive step back to do this event that, like, you know, and I'm in pretty much agreement with you, doesn't feel ready for it just yet. It's a lot of things. So, you know, it's like, this the right choice? Is this good? Is this going to be good? Or are we going to take this massive step back? Stability, I think, as well, which we should not be doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Them going to open wave PTU so quick as well. Probably puts that fear in you, right? Because, like, usually when they go to open wave PTU, it means live's coming pretty soon, and like this feels like a wave one patch with stability, right? Like,
yeah, but I feel the reason for going. You make a really good point, but I feel like the reason for going is because every time I played, about 100 people on the server, never close to the max. So I think that's why it's like, if we don't test this stuff with concurrency, we're screwed. And because we were having these issues with 100 people on the whole shard. So yeah, it was not a good thing. They even changed, I don't know if people caught this, but they changed the server from 5.5 to 4 in Pyro and 6 in Stanton.
Oh, really? Interesting. I saw them. They changed, like, the actual, like, debugging code or whatever it is, or like the text of it to actually tell you server and shard, which confused me for a sec.
I think
but I didn't know they actually changed the setup.
Yeah, I'll try and find it. Let's see. It said 4.6 at some point. It says 5.5 now, but at one point it was 4.6. So
maybe it was just a test. Yeah, see how it went.
Yeah, to see if it went okay. Let's see if it was 3 days ago. Yeah, there it is. So this was on Thursday, I believe. Okay. They tried 4.6. I think neither of them made any difference, but there it is. There, some of the keen-eyed people caught that one on Thursday night.
Interesting.
So, yeah, but it's 5.5 now, so it clearly didn't do much. What else? What else would we talk about?
The last thing before we move on to, like, ISA and stuff, maybe. Like, in regards to this, so there's 4 locations for these.
Correct.
That feels like too many.
Yeah, but then we also said you're never going to be able to participate in all of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't envy their position here, as it's tough to balance.
Because it feels like it will stretch people too thin. So I feel like you'll have some where it's like there's 50 people at one location, others where you'll have 2. I don't know. It just feels weird that there's 4, but
yep. It seems like it should just be 1, but you can't. So it's like, yeah, it's tough. 2 on Daymar, 2 on Aberdeen. By the way, have you seen Aberdeen yet?
Yes.
Clouds. Talk to me.
Yeah, Clouds.
Sick.
I'm so happy. I need to go and check the Microtech moons and see if I've been told that they also have their clouds now too, because they're like my favorite moons to go to.
Oh, really? Okay, I haven't been over to them, so I didn't see. Nice. Cleo with clouds.
Yeah, but that means everywhere has
cool.
clouds now. Finally, the tech that got introduced in New Babbage like 4 years ago has now been implemented to every planet and moon. So yay! I'm glad about that genuinely, but yeah, it certainly makes the atmosphere of Aberdeen feel a lot cooler opposed to where it was before, which was just muck, right?
Yeah. Oh, before we move on from patch stuff, we actually have a lot more to talk about. Volt Rifle came in.
Yeah.
They also balanced ship collisions to where small ships can't blow up big ships anymore. So congratulations, all you big ship owners. You'll die legitimately now, I guess.
And then an extra buff onto big ships. A bunch of turrets got slaved to pilots.
I saw people get upset about that. I didn't see any major issues with any of those ships that they decided to do that with outside of the Valkyrie. Valkyrie is now like a really good bounty hunting ship, I think. Potentially.
Yeah.
But
I think for the most part, like the Carrack having access to what, two 3s or 2 4s on the pilot is not gonna make much of a difference. It's still super slow. It's not gonna cover itself. You just sit behind it, right? So
you're not gonna win a PvP battle.
Exactly.
With this thing, right?
Exactly. If anything, this is just there so you can blow up ships on the ground so you have somewhere to land. Like
or like, hey, the odd NPC is attacking me, right? Like those
exactly. Yeah.
Instead of
so I don't think it'll be a major issue.
Get out of your seat and get into a turret.
Yeah.
Obviously I have an issue with soloing a giant ship like a Carrack, but players are doing it, and it's like one of those things where this isn't in line with what I think should be in the game, but it doesn't also mean that it's like, well, we have let the people have a little bit of less friction. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. They still should have their struggles with engineering. They should still have their struggles with doing any sort of significant content in a ship like that as a solo player. It should be annoying or whatever it would be, and it sounds like it still will be. It's fine.
Yeah.
But,
I kind of think of it like you always want everyone, like let's say you're in your FPS and your armor or whatever. I still want someone who's doing like engineering or mining or whatever to have access to at least a pistol, right? The literal bare minimum gun, so that if a Copian runs up to them, they don't just die, right?
Exactly.
And that's what this is.
Exactly. Did you try the Volt Rifle yet?
Yes. All right. So
yeah, don't tell me you like it. Have you done it on a
dark?
It's
so sick.
Have you done it on a
so sick?
Have you done it in the dark yet?
No.
Okay. Okay. Talk to me after that. But yeah, I'll try. I think I have a video of it. It's pretty bad.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I think it feels very much like a Kana rifle until it does a little overheat thing and then turns into just a laser beam. It's fun. It's a fun shooting gun. I have no idea how much damage it does personally, so I have no idea if it's even remotely balanced that way. I just shoot it. But yeah, I like it. And I do like as well, and this was confirmed. I haven't seen anyone physically confirm it, but it was confirmed by Zach that apparently the rate that it overheats is dependent on the temperature you are at.
Yeah, like of the planet or moon that you're on.
Yeah.
So you tell me how to aim. How do you aim at anybody at night with this thing? You can't look at that. You can't see anything.
Yeah. Maybe that's the negative. That's the it's too OP. You've got to make it nerf it at night.
Yeah.
Have you? I do want to know. Have you tried it with a night vision? Or what was it called?
This is a night vision scope on it. I just don't have it on right now because it's not night vision. So the light that's in front of the thing will make it even worse.
It's still it's still bad.
It's light amplification. Yeah, it's like light amplification or whatever. So yeah, this was really, really rough. And yeah, did not like this experience at all. But the gun itself is cool. You could feel the two different recoil patterns, which is really neat. And the idea of the gun's awesome, but it in practice is a little. It needs feedback, and I don't like all the crazy VFX and stuff going all over the place. They also did some balancing of the grenade launcher because of the tier 0 implementation of item recovery, and it's, I don't know what to say. It's really bad. It's the worst gun in the game now. I could not blow up I couldn't blow up an explosive container with 3 shots with it. So it's just you don't. It took 6 shots to kill a Copian.
Like direct hits on the Copian?
Direct hits on a Copian.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's too far in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Well, not the wrong direction, but it's too far. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it's supposed to do then. I don't know what it does. Does it just stagger your aim or whatever? I don't know.
It makes it sound like it's doing the same amount of damage as like not even a pistol. Like a pistol will kill a Copian and still like 4 or 5 hits, right?
Yeah. So I don't know what we use it for. So now it's just one of those, okay, we solved one of the problems that was created by this other thing that everyone asked for. But it's, I'm not upset about it. It's, but it was just it's like, whoa, okay. So we're going with this.
Yeah.
No weapons are going to drop. We're going with this. We'll see how it goes. I've already died to people I killed couple minutes ago, things like that. So it's gonna be an interesting couple of months, to say the least. It's gonna be an interesting couple of months, and but yeah, we'll see. But Volt Rifle's cool. Ripper SMG still sucks. Custodian, Zach keeps memeing in the patch notes, just putting it up by a tiny bit. And then the P8AR is not as good as it was before, because that would have been the other. It would have been 100% grenade launcher, and P8AR is the meta. Like, that is what you run, and you'll never lose them. You never, and all that stuff. So it's just everybody would have P8AR, grenade launcher. So that at least gives some variety to what you might come across, where it's more of personal preference instead of if you don't use these, you die, which is what would have happened.
I wonder if you brought it up with like the parallax rifle, the lightning, and even in that shot, like the other person shooting their parallax, it was also hard to see them.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could result in like similar meta that like happened on Tarkov, where everyone would put like 4 torches onto their gun, turn them all on, so you're just blinded, you just can't see anyone.
Yep.
And then that just becomes the meta weapon because they can't see you, right? So maybe it does need some changes.
Yep, but Star Citizen is a visual game, so it looks cool, and that's all that matters. So yeah. But yeah, I want to like that gun, because what they did was they balanced it a little bit more. So the initial shots of the Volt aren't as powerful, but the beam is. So you like actually get to the beam and have to keep it there and not overheat, and like that kind of gameplay while shooting while in FPS is cool. So I want to like it, but we're not there yet, and they have till the end of time to get it there. Who cares? You just don't use it until they fix it. It's no big deal. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out, that like I took this thing in the dark. So before you say you love this thing, we're on 50%
I still do.
Of the time, 50% of the time you're gonna hate it. But yeah, it's funny. So I don't know what you want to move on to next. We got Roadmap, Stella Fortuna, Inside Star Citizen. Your choice on this one.
Let's go Roadmap. Most of it, because it's sort of short, most of it was just the stuff that got added into 4.1 that we've been talking about already. First off, I am very happy. I didn't mention it. I was right about the mission giver having something to do with the Valakar.
True.
Because he does take, I don't know what Valakar stuff he takes, but he takes some Valakar stuff for trade. So,
does he?
Yes. In one of the,
I haven't seen
one
that
of
yet.
the like one of the large banners said something about it.
Oh, okay.
I think in like the early patches. So it might have gotten changed, but he definitely does take Valakar stuff at some point.
Well, I'll say this: so far, my experience of but horns are Copian horns, so I don't know. But the Valakar don't drop anything. The ones that I've seen so far, so maybe that's not in yet.
They don't attack you either, right? Is what I heard.
They do. Well, they did. Okay. In the video that you were watching, every time they hit me, it was 10% damage every time. Boom, boom, boom. And they're in big groups, so sometimes it's like, and you're at like 50%. You're like, what the heck just happened? But I think that they've changed it in the more recent patch, where it's not there anymore. I haven't seen any pearls mentioned in anything, so Croncy's seen something I haven't seen on that front. But yeah, hopefully that'd be cool if there's another, because then you're experiencing part of the Wikelo thing without having to go through the whole steps, which would be nice.
Yep.
What else did you want to touch on?
All of that got added. So it's the stuff at the bottom. It's the stuff that got added to 1.0. There's the main thing. So
which
two of these we were expecting. Yeah, two of these we were expecting, the control surfaces and the quantum travel. And I love that they've just broadly said quantum travel. Really what they mean is like the quantum boost stuff that we saw a year and a half ago now.
Well, if you
at Citizen Con 2 years
read
ago.
it real quick. The big changes are that they changed the names. They're just updating the descriptions of them. And it's like, the only reason I said, hey, like, take another read at it and let me know what you think. Do you think quantum travel period is changing significantly, and maybe that's why the reason that they're doing this name change? That's why I was, I'm not like, hey, Croncy, read, idiot. That's not what I meant. I just dumbass. I like replayed what I said in my head, and I was like, that came off wrong. But I think both of these were changed to give a better understanding of what their plans are to do. Certainly the top one, which makes me think the bottom one is like, we know quantum travel is changing from like you have the mini game at the beginning, but I wonder if there's more to it than just that. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. And then an actual new card, the realistic audio mode, which I was convinced they wouldn't do. This is just going to be for cinematics. Like they describe it a little bit here. What I imagine this will actually be is, how you're not really supposed to hear stuff in space. So like you won't hear someone shoot, but you'll hear it impact your ship, that sort of stuff. There was a video a couple of years ago that I remember someone made where they had like sort of like customized. Yeah. They had like customized, done the audio to make it sound like a realistic space sounds and stuff. And this would be that. So purely a cinematic thing. This is not going to impact your game in like your actual gameplay in a positive way, I don't think. Yeah.
Bro, can I hear footsteps above and below me like one time though? That's kind of what I'd like to have. I think my headphones are good enough for that. But
true. You know what else this might actually apply to is some of the sounds that they were showing last year at CitizenCon.
Yeah, the last 2 years they've done like audio panels with those kind of things. So yeah. I'll mention this now because I see people saying it throughout the podcast. Today's my partnerversary or whatever. 10 years. So thank you everybody who's doing the little button in the chat and stuff. 10 years as a partner on Twitch. Getting old. Reminder of how old I am.
Too many years.
All right. Stella Fortuna or Inside Star Citizen next?
Let's do Stella Fortuna. Yeah. So
St. Patrick's Day and Star Citizen.
Yep.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Green
new skins.
That's
pretty much it.
Well, you like racing. What do you think of the Murray Cup stuff?
I do. I think they look dope. I would just like them to have actual like
stats,
meaningful in-game stats. Yeah,
that's the most. So they look very cool.
Thing. We saw we had the System 7 qualifiers this morning, and everyone was blinged out in their racing suits. But
yeah, like we watched CitizenCon, got hyped by like these stats on an armor, not an armor that looked like this specific armor, and when you deliver it, it doesn't have any stats. It was like, damn, that kind of blows. Now, I knew that was going to happen, obviously, because, well, when that change happens, it's going to happen to everything. We're going to know about it. They're going to talk about it. Yeah, it's going to be a big deal. So that was pretty obvious. Again, just pointing out here, we didn't have to put a gun on the armor set. They never... Do you do like who needs a S71 when racing? I'm not really sure, but so we could have not done that and talked about some of the feedback that we had given on those things. But the Murray Cup stuff I think looks fantastic. But there is no option to buy the racing suits without the guns outside of the pack. I think this is the only one, maybe.
Yeah.
So I would like to buy the racing suit without the gun because I would like to support things that I'd like that I think are, good decisions and things, and I would like to not support things that I think are bad decisions. So I'm just gonna. I love the paints.
Yep.
I love the look of the armor, but I'm not getting any of these. I won't support that, and that'll be my protest, and that'll be my last thing talking about any of this crap at this point.
Yep.
That's my protest on it, and I really want some Murray Cup looking stuff because those are cool colors, but I won't get them. So
yep,
Sag. But yeah, outside of that, just no event in game really for any of this stuff. Not a part of any of in game things.
Sometimes they'll release a new vehicle like they did with the Cyclone MT, but yeah, nothing like that.
Oh yeah, or the what was the Connie green, the emerald or something. Yeah, those kind of things. But they didn't do any of that stuff. And then last thing is Inside Star Citizen. I was going to say Star Citizen Live, but this was cool. I would imagine you enjoyed this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love all the little looks at like behind the scenes dev and just like how the crew sort of operate and in their space and whatnot. It always does mean it's less. Yeah, it was extremely Jared focused, right? Because it was literally him just describing his day, doing the mocap stuff. But I liked to see it. It was kind of cool. A very short episode. I think it was like 9 minutes long.
Yep.
Which is pretty short for an ISC. And it does mean when we have episodes like this, kind of like how we had the, that video where they were showing the soundtrack being recorded for Squadron. There's not not a lot of gameplay implications.
No.
But there were a couple of sneak peeks, or at the very least one sneak peek in there, with one of the lines that Jared delivered. So apparently, Jared is going to be a news anchor, doing essentially TikToks, which I love.
Yeah.
And in it, he sort of described something that speaks a lot to some stuff that's been like sprinkled around. So if you go into live right now, there's the big Terror Gazette article about how, we all got duped, rip. And then in the top right, there's like, hey, there was a crash and some people didn't regenerate. And this is going to lead into this because they're talking more about people. There's like a regeneration crisis, I think is mentioned. And there's an attack on Invictus as well itself, they specifically say. So
which that is now more spoilery than I would have thought they would have done.
Which is why I think it could be a red herring a little bit. I think they may actually just be like, hey, Jared, say this thing for the ISC or whatever.
Yeah.
So they can kind of get us. But it at very least speaks to there's more stuff coming. Just the fact that Jared is doing this character and the mocap for the game means, we were talking about we want to see, more in-game cinematics or like more in-game personalization from characters, kind of like how you would, Dooley would like talk to you and use like weapons free y'all and that sort of stuff. This is leading more towards that. That's the kind of content that I do want to see as they develop these stories.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's like the set and stuff a little bit. So I don't know. This is all kind of cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I think these, and because it's in this right across the street, these are things that could be updated quite quickly, easily, things like that. So we can have these news hits more often and get that in-game lore. And while you're quantum traveling, here's some cool stuff. Maybe have it pop up on your comm screen or something. That would be great. I think so. These are things that are needed to fill out the game a lot as well. So as much as it does not have game implications, it kind of does. There's in the long term.
Exactly, and there's sort of confirmations that they are moving toward. Their dedication this year of doing content is real, like continues to be real, and they are actually putting a lot of resources towards it. So hopefully, whatever it is, it's a fun event because we're kind of running back to back with like all of these big things. It's kind of been nonstop.
Yeah, 100%. I wonder how the devs are doing because it's just there's no
Elliot's dead, or everyone in the mission team is just crying at the moment of all the stuff they've been adding.
I don't know, but it's starting to show, I think, maybe with the status of 4.1 not being super solid anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's it for the week. I'm glad to have you back. good to just chat and have a conversation about what's been going on. I really hope you get in 4.1 and it's working and you get through all the steps and get to see all of it. But I also I just want to point, like, I've enjoyed the fact that it's been a bit of a struggle. So it's like I went this far one day, and then I went this far the next day, and then I went this far, and then I got it, so it was kind of like I enjoyed not the pain, but
you enjoyed the grind.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good grind, obviously, but it was like the reward at the end was enjoyable each time. It was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Like there's a sneaky secret that I won't tell anybody. It's nothing big. But there's some secret content up at the station above that you just randomly will find based on what you're doing and things like that. So there's some cool stuff there to be had. Yeah. So I don't know. It's been good, but it's also been rough, and hopefully they smooth it out. Otherwise, I don't know what they're gonna do with this age of stability. They're basically just gonna have to say, "Yo, this one's not gonna be stable."
Well, also, if you are committed to the age of stability, don't release it until it's stable, right?
Let's see.
Do the thing.
Do you think they're gonna do? I mean, let's do it. Let's say it here. Do you think they're gonna do the thing? Do you think they're gonna hold it back? Well, and
how long until Invictus?
I would consider holding it back until like the first or second week of April, even.
Oh, well, it'll depend on like a lot of, we've had patches before with these kinds of bugs, not necessarily all at the same time, but sometimes they can get fixed pretty quickly. So it's time is irrelevant, really. It's just until it's ready, until I can play with minimal bugs. Like the live experience I'm having right now is mostly okay with a couple of rough bugs, right? If it's at least that stage, then I'm fine with that because I can still enjoy my gaming session.
Yes, I mean currently it is the nuclear opposite of that, right?
Exactly.
So it's like that's what it's like. That's what's scary is like how quickly are we going to get back to where we currently are on live? Because I'm in agreement with you. Is like live's not so bad. So if we can get there with this extra cool stuff, that sounds like a win-win to me, right?
100%.
But the idea of getting there sounds like a big task right now based on how bad it is. It hasn't gotten better through the P2 cycle. It's only gotten worse, at least in my experiences. And I'm playing at the deadest time of the day. So I can only imagine what it's like at night.
The 2 times I've gotten to play 4.1 today, it was night and day. Like it got worse. So that makes sense. Someone in chat pointed out a thing that we haven't mentioned as well, which is Crossroads of Crime. So this is the new Arena Commander map.
I think I have a video.
That uses all the Hathor stuff. It is, as far as I'm aware, straight up the Theaters of War map.
Yes.
Probably with like just a couple of changes to make it, relevant to the current gameplay. And some very, very cool stuff about it. One, Duncan, please turn this into a ground racing track. It is so perfect for ground racing.
I said the same thing.
So hopefully that happens. And then otherwise, I don't know what we'll do here. Maybe we'll have some experimental modes at this map and just do Theaters of War or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's beautiful, man. It's really good. I think a lot of people have performance issues on it, but overall it's very cool. Like there's literally a road. So like, Gravlev racing,
there's like a bridge section, a tunnel section. It's all very cool.
It's neat. So if you have to kind of stay on the road and then you go off road a little bit, it might be a lot of fun. And I don't know. I just kind of bounced around here, did some FPS stuff, and it's a neat map, and it's a Hathor thing. So if you did the Hathor content, you'll recognize a lot of the assets and things like that. But overall, it's just it's an FPS map, and it's not an FPS map. It's a racing map, and it's exactly what Theaters of War was meant to be. So it's like both. Oh, this is awesome, and also like, damn.
Yeah, because also keep
Theaters
in mind,
of War looked like it would have been cool.
Yeah, keep in mind for those out there, it is also like this is the Theaters of War map. It has the orbital station as well, the Hathor orbital station. You can fly between the two. So
huge map.
Yeah, massive.
Huge map. Yeah. So. Yeah, glad we didn't miss that one. Thank you to whoever said that. Appreciate it. I guess callers. First thing that comes to my mind now.
Let's do it. If you want to call in to answer the call, you can go exclamation mark podcast on Mike's channel. Alternatively, if you're on YouTube, it is pinned to the top there. Or if you're watching it later on, it is in the channel description. You just hop in, go into the green room, and we'll talk everything that you want to talk about Star Citizen this week.
Yeah. All right. And we got our first caller, RingoShonen. Are you there? Can you hear us? Been waiting for a while.
Hello there.
Hello. There we go.
Howdy.
Didn't know
Hopefully
if we
the
put
audio
you to
wasn't
sleep.
too bad.
Nah, it sounds good.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right. What was the topic again? Deer in headlight syndrome here.
Oh, like 4.1, mind to align. Did you do any PTU testing?
Sadly not. My computer sucks. It's currently a race to see if either I get a computer that can run Star Citizen or Star Citizen actually comes out.
All right. So, given that this is a call-in show where we talk about the topic that we talked about today, what do you want to talk about?
Well, as part of 4.1 and the item recovery thing, which is nothing more than a duct tape fix, which is the more painful Band-Aid fix.
Mm-hmm.
The mining thing seems fun, although when you're fighting, it's 15 minutes. Just reading the patch notes, like I don't even have to play it to know that that's not enough time to both mine a rock and defend yourself from other people who want to mine the rock.
No, but that's just for testing reasons. It's not going to be 15 minutes.
Yeah, it has to be longer, especially because you've got to consider the fact that everyone's going to know when you hit the laser. So the second that happens, it's a bum rush to the cave, right?
Yep.
I'm just crying a bit more with this eye recovery thing. As a medical player, it's like, oh boy, my medical ships that are supposed to be for doctoring, and now they're just troop transport vehicles that just instantly respawn people.
Oh, so this doesn't just affect PvPers. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's weird. My comment said it only affects PvPers. It's odd.
I want to go around and be a doctor, but now everyone can just shove an Ursa inside their car, and then they don't need a doctor. They'll just respawn. And if they,
I mean,
like,
to be fair,
okay, we're going to revert it.
With that specific complaint, people have been doing that ever since the medical Ursa came out.
Yeah, that was for medical players. That was our complaint. I know you're upset because the whole
a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm just staring at you at the gallows, being like, first time.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're worried about like crafting.
Yep. Yeah, it's my first
time. But like
time.
they haven't added because they don't have medical gameplay yet. So this is the duct tape fix. Eventually, they're going to have to rip it off, and it's going to hurt like heck. Just like all this free armor and all these free weapons. Eventually, when they add crafting, they're going to have to undo this, and then everyone who got lazy and got used to this, they're going to get mad again.
Yeah, maybe. It all just comes down to what happens from this point forward. They put it out there. Everybody gave their opinion, positive, negative, somewhere in between, and they did nothing to change it in the PTU. They are rolling with it, and that's what they're doing. What they do after this point is the only thing that matters.
I think it's much more important to see how the tier 1 and tier 2 solution evolve in the future, which have to, rather than necessarily the tier 0. Like
I'm more
that's happened.
I think tier 1 and 2 are. I mean, this is Star Citizen. How many tier 0 things do we still have, right? So it's less about tier 1 and 2 for now for me, and more about 4.1.1. You're going to drop weapons now? Are you going to make some adjustments so FPS devs don't have to waste their time making the grenade launcher worse? I mean, it should have been worse anyway, but that's besides the point. For those reasons, right? Is like everyone's got to clean up your work because it didn't make sense for the current game. That's my thing, is like you're going to clean up your edge cases on this tier 0 thing. I'm not completely against the tier 0 thing. It sucks, but like, I keep saying people respawning with their armor sounds totally fine to me. It's a lot of the other things that are just goofy and weird, and those are the edge cases that we'll see. Do they clean those up over time? They did nothing in the PTU for it, so it's like, well, I don't know.
Oh yeah, armor. This doesn't matter soon because now we're gonna have to put armor in classes. Are you wearing tracker armor? Are you wearing racing armor? Are you wearing stealth armor? So if I buy a Valor set in the shop, what is my Valor set? Is it going to turn into tracker armor? Bounty hunting armor? What is it? I don't know.
Don't know.
Is it just going to turn into generic armor? We're going to have to buy new armor that follows the class rules?
Don't know.
Yeah, but only on the pledge store.
Yeah.
Oh, right, but I mean, I can get it both in game and in the pledge store. But if I'm pledging for
No,
it,
I know. I was making I was making a joke that they're gonna.
Sorry.
Anyway, I will say in regards to the actual thing that you just said, I do imagine, yeah, everything's going to get retconned to be some type of different armor, and then we'll deal, right? Like you can already see some of the old armors, what they would be. Like the Overlord set, which is one that I end up using like all the time because I got when like I first started playing, is almost certainly going to be, you know, that heavy big damage set that we saw last year, right? The what is it? The not the Atkav set. What's the one with the bug eyes?
Bug eyes.
It's got like a camo. It's like a light armor. It's got bug eyes.
Like the Ninetales one?
Oh, the camo like neck thing. That's
yeah.
It was like maroon, and you got it for free for like Seiken.
Yes, Arden. Thank you,
Arden. Yeah,
you can see like the Arden set. The Arden set most likely going to be like some type of like stealth set or recon set, right? That sort of stuff you can imagine is going to happen. They have a lot of armor to go back through though whenever this happens, which at the moment we don't know when it's going to happen because I don't even think it's on the roadmap for a 1.0 yet. Like they haven't added it to the new system yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'll go ahead and do my last question thing.
Sure.
As someone who is a medical player focused, how often do you two, when you get into a PvP situation, do you just shoot to incapacitate, or do you just shoot them until they ragdoll?
Shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill. Why would I do anything else?
Yeah. And then that's why medical players prefer PvE, because at least NPCs leave someone alive for us to revive, except for
that's not true.
I've noticed a lot more recently, even the NPCs are like confirming kills.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
yeah,
I'm just
so
it's I think it's more desync where they're killing you before, like they think you're still alive, they're killing you, they're downing you, but then they're also continuing to shoot because they don't know you're dead yet. And then they kill you. Like it's weird, but I've been perma killed way too many times.
It feels a bit more like they are actively seeking. Like so, I'll be behind cover. They'll down me. They will then actively try to find me and shoot at where my body now is, which is a different location than I was standing. Right. So I think they may actually just be shooting at us straight up, regardless.
I'm gonna call bug on that one.
Maybe that's fair. But I've had it happen dozens of times. Regardless, you're right, Ringo. That sucks. I was thinking about this earlier today. Like, yeah, every PvP interaction I have, whether it's me or them, it is takedown, full kill, right? Always full kill. Because you have to, because you can't afford to someone get rezzed and then take you back, which is just probably another example of how the medical gameplay loop has been forgotten and not really been touched upon, right?
I lied though. I don't shoot to kill every time, probably almost no times. I usually down them and try to talk to them. And that's what happened to me yesterday is I was up at the OLP or whatever, and I was actually EVA sniping people. And like the desync, I couldn't, I bet aim plus desync, like forget it. I couldn't hit anybody. So I go down to the surface and I get desync killed by, like, I killed like 5 people with a grenade launcher before they fixed it. And then I was killed while alive, walking around getting to loot them. Just went from 90% to 0, no shots, no sounds, just dead. So they had been killing me while I was killing them. Clearly, it was just some desync thing. And then I was like, hey, get me up. I'll help you. And they got me back up. So I didn't kill them. I stayed with them. And then we fought some other guy. That guy that we fought, we downed him. But we traded. Him and I traded. But then the people that I went with, we were together. I was like, hey, get me up. They got both of us up. So that guy immediately stood up and started shooting at everybody again, because you can't disarm them. So why would you do anything but kill anybody if you can't disarm them? If you could disarm them, then you can get them up, talk to them, let them go, whatever. But you can't trust people that you just killed to not shoot you after you kill. You know what I mean? It's like a goofy one. So yeah, he immediately got up.
You always have the best interactions, Mike.
Yeah, I bring the best out of people, I guess. But yeah, so all right, Ringo, thanks for calling, man, and yeah.
Hey, don't quit, man. Ever since Grumpy I stopped, you all I got left.
I won't. I don't know people can't seem to read. It was a question like, should I quit? And it was a discussion about it. It wasn't like I'm quitting. It wasn't one of those things. But everyone in the comments just didn't get it and didn't watch. I guess I don't know. It was weird, but it was one of those like I just wanted to be open and just share how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking about, and that was it. So it's not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. But of course, people are weird on the internet. What are you gonna do? All right, Ringo, we'll let you go, man. Bye now.
Yeah, cheers. Catch you, mate.
All right, and then we have our regular SpaceMonkeyBusiness.
Our resident third co-host.
Yes. What's up, man?
How you doing, Space Monkey?
How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Real life was I was busy with that. I don't know if you're.
I don't have a life, so yeah, I don't know what that's like anymore.
So 4.1. I have to say I'm pretty not hyped, but pretty optimistic about it because it basically shows some glimpses for stuff we're waiting on for a long time, because there are things like purpose in that patch, because I mean, to be real, it's the first, or I would say the first real MMO type quests we have in the game, I would say, because it's just the Wikelo guy says, oh, you have to bring me this and this and this, and you get that for it, and it's not money and it's not rep, so it's actual items. And
yeah, some items you can use, some you would sell, some you would re-give back to him. It's interesting.
I'll change your word from purpose possibly to progression. Like, it feels like it is an actual thing that you are progressing through, whether it is just I am going to turn this satellite on and grab the battery and grab the stuff, or I am doing the whole thing and grabbing the materials and collecting them, or I am working towards this one big reward, try to get a Polaris with Wikelo.
Oh, something I didn't mention that was cool though is there was one little tiny line in the patch notes that said updated inventory for loot containers or something, right? And there's the big tractor beams are in the loot table now. All the big dedicated things.
Yeah,
like
I saw the big salvage laser one today, and I forgot it was in the game, and I freaked out. I was like, guys, there's a new gun here.
Hathor's a mining company. Did you see the gadgets? They have the mining gadgets there, severe and all that stuff. Yeah, so that's a nice little touch and cool as well. So, like, from a progression standpoint, if you wanted to go about the game without, buying stuff at the store, a lot of people like to do 0 to heroes. Don't know what's going to happen to those now with not being able to lose stuff, because that was a big part of it. If I died, I lost my gear. And now you can't. But the idea of starting in one place and then using the game to get stuff. Now you have a cool place to do that as well. That's also very, MMO or DayZ or whatever kind of, whatever you want to turn the game in for yourself, you can.
Yeah, you taken in. What I meant with purpose was, let's take an example of take the example of the Polaris quest. And one of the things you have to deliver to the guy is Genelite, and I had no reason to go for Genelite so far. And this is the first reason. It's like, okay, you have to hunt for that stuff because that's the first part of the quest. And I really like that. I think we see more of that. And I think it's just like the middle of the third month and year, and we already got supply and die. Okay, you can discuss, maybe it's not that much. But now the next patch, it's a lot of content, and you basically see the resources from Squadron 42, like the impact they have now, because all the people that don't have to build assets for Squadron 42 now, I guess they built the hardware stuff and the space station and the ground stuff and the laser.
No. Hathor was the Theaters of War map. They used that content they said, we're not making Theaters of War anymore. These wasted assets that are sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah, but I think
better use them.
Is it fully one-on-one copy? I think they extended it also.
I imagine the mining section is not copied, right? Like, that's probably
No.
Well, my expectation for like I never played the Theaters of War PTU, but I expect that it was just like whoever activated the laser won the match or something.
I don't know. I never got to play it either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know.
Well, I think they.
Yeah, just look at Crossroads of Crime, and it doesn't have to be 1-to-1. Because that's not how they make things. There's
fair,
pieces.
Yeah. But I mean, for sure they had some assets. I don't think they reused it 100%. I think they had to add stuff on top of it to get it right.
Yeah, obviously.
And,
I think a lot of the like new stuff that would have been added would have been, a lot of this CZ mechanics that got added to it, right, with the keys and whatnot. That stuff probably got added in post what the map was.
Yeah, I mean they're carbon copies of the key stations that we have in CZs, right? So
yeah.
And it's basically content that keeps you busy for longer than just 1 week. Because in the past, it was, for me, just, okay, there's a new Star Citizen patch. I hop in for a week, and then I'm done with it. Because there's not much to do. And now you have those long quests, and you can try
what
to get
makes them long? That's the one thing that I'm a little worried about with this one. I agree with you, but it's I wonder how people are going to react to this. This will be a really good learning lesson for them. How do people engage with this, and do they actually enjoy this way of doing it? Because a lot of the time, MMO type questing, and say what you want about it. It'll be go kill 10 boars or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of tedium. This is also like I saw people in the chat calling it tedious as well. It is, but not in the same way, right? Where everything has to be done in order in a period of time, and then you can go and mine it, and you only have so much time to mine it, and then you have to secure it. So I wonder how this is going to go. I agree with you 100%, Space Monkey, that it's like really nice from that standpoint that it's something that you don't do in just one day, but you also do have to do it in one day. So it's like, there's line or wires being crossed there in terms. I wonder how people are going to engage with it.
Yeah, but it's, as you said, it's a learning experience for them. What I wonder, but I don't know if you know the what's it called? The resource Caranite. Do we only find that in the cave you open, or is it also available somewhere
I
else?
believe it is just that one location at the moment.
So maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. This was early PTU. When ROC mining, people were extracting these while ROC mining. So I think what happens is, poof, I break phenamine or phelamine or whatever the name of that one is. Let's just use that one as an example. And 25 of those gems will fall, and sometimes a very small percentage chance one Caranite will fall. That is from testing with people Evo early. Don't know if that's what was meant to happen, if that was a bug. Don't know. I never know what to think, if it's a bug or if it's not, but that's what people said happened to them.
Yeah.
Never happened to me.
Cool.
So cannot confirm, but that's what people said happened to them.
If that's the case, I like that a lot.
I do too.
Just that
because
one.
I don't have to
that one
participate
sort
in
of
this bullshit then. If I don't want to. Like, some people might think
it's just going to take you way longer. Yeah.
But in the way that you might want to do it, instead of, I don't want to let's say I don't want to PvP and deal with all this crap. A lot of people don't, but they want to participate with Wikelo, then they can, right? So if that is the way they did it, I think that's a really good idea, but I don't know if that's how it works or not.
Let's see. Maybe they do it. And the other thing this shows, or this is a glimpse of, is options. Because then when you look at the ships, the old way was, okay, either buy it on the storefront or buy it in-game, and now you have actually quests, or even the contested zones are an option to get a ship. And if you can go get it through the quest, the other two, like, quote, missing options would be steal it and make it your own, and the other option would be craft it. And I think having all those options to get specific gear in the way you want is a really good way, because it's just like, okay, no matter what type you want to, or what job you want to have, or what play style you prefer, you can get your stuff. As a pirate, you can get it. I mean, it's bricked, and then you just unbrick it, or it's like remove the deadman switch at some point. And I think that's the right way, or at least it feels the right way for me.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I just want to stay off this topic for me at this point. It's such a sore point, and I'm trying to forget it exists until it changes, and then hopefully give more feedback when it does. I've said everything I need to say about it, and it just seems to piss people off when I mention it, what I think.
I'm not pissed off by that, and I think also other people. And the last point is, I think it's also a really cool source to create content and videos and like memorable moments in Star Citizen, because it's a really crazy PvP rate. And even if you don't have a big group, you can maybe troll people a bit or interact with that in a way, because I saw just today morning Ollie's video about his tryout of this stuff, and they got trolled by 2-3 people who just attacked them over and over, and somebody had taken over an Ursa medic somewhere and respawned all the time and came back and killed some people. And I think it's a good chance to have some action. And I really also liked the action of the end of the contested zones, where you go to the hangar, and we had some great moments where we really, really closely got into the hangar and got our ship before others attacked. And we also had moments where we stole one time the ship from other group. And I think that's the same with that, only just bigger, because it's not in a PvP zone FPS only. It's just all over the place. And I'm looking forward to how it plays out, and watch the videos people create with that. I think it's a good source for entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm staying off of it. But thank you, Space. I appreciate you.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for the call as always.
Catch you. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye now. Yeah, I'm going to try to have fun, but that's a topic I'm just going to avoid from now on. That's just me at this point. I think it's just best if I do that. Talk about things that make me happy, not the ones that are making me miserable. All right, we're going to bring Seiken in, and Seiken looks like our last caller. So, Seiken, what do you want to chat about?
Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up,
How's it
Croncy?
going?
How y'all doing?
Howdy.
We're good. How about you?
Yeah, doing pretty good. About to get the day started over here. I'm over in the Texas area, so
nice.
A little bit late for me, but yeah. So wanted to kind of bring up some topics and hear y'all's thoughts on it going forward. Currently, I have not played in the P2 yet. Been watching crazy videos, been watching Ollie videos, been watching y'all's videos. Just like everyone's experience, and the laser looks cool, of course. It's visually beautiful. In my experience so far with like 4. What are we at? 4.0.2 right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been good. It's been more stable than you would normally like have a patch come out. But I think we ran into the elevator issue. Was that we were on our obituary and none of the elevators worked again, and we were like, "No, Benoit, you got greatness ahead of you. You could do this." But it's just crazy undertaking for it to still see those issues at this point.
Yep, Galleria elevators too. For some reason, it's like certain ones.
Yep. But we you push through as testers. But for the topics that I want to just jump on, I'll try to make it as quick as I can. So the looking for group option for MMOs has always been great, right? So like you have these awards you can get when you do like I'm going to say World of Warcraft because I played that back in the day. You have these items and stuff that you get as rewards when you beat the main boss, and to get there you have to do in a group. You can't do it solo, so it encourages the group play. For instances like this, you could still have a looking for group option, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what Gen Chat is, I guess, for now. But that's obviously not a good option, and we know that they are doing a looking for group based on CitizenCon, and monthly report last week, I think, mentioned something around the social stuff. So what they're prioritizing, don't know, but I think you're kind of pointing out one of the ones that probably should be near the top would be the looking for group one, rather than the guilds and stuff, which makes me kind of bummed out because I think that those would be the best. But for everybody, the looking for group would be the best, probably number one thing, or parties and things like that, right?
Yeah, we've had the last since 4.0 really, or maybe just a little bit before 4.0 with Fight for Stand, whatever it was called. Save Stanton, that's what we called. Yep. We've gotten more missions that, like, back in the day we would have a Xeno threat, and while it was a big cooperative mission, it was kind of just a cluster. It was just go there and just shoot the stuff. Everyone else will also be shooting the stuff.
But also move these boxes for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the only like actual like interaction you would normally have with other players is like, hey guys, I've got boxes, and it would just be like a line in Gen Chat, and that's it. So since like Save Stanton, a lot of these missions have felt a lot more like, they are group organized, but they also require a lot more group work. CZs, Save Stanton, these missions, this new location, require a lot more organization. It's the first time we've really had that, which is really showing the lack of the LFG system now, and like how much we desperately need that for this content.
I want to take your point for just a second and say the one thing that they did well with Fight for Pyro on that, from that frame of mind, was they did give you options to do missions as a group that were better for a group, but some of them were also just more geared to the solo player, whereas this has no real solo player outside of the maybe bug, maybe real rock mining thing that we had mentioned, right? So hard to say. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Seiken.
No, that was awesome. I was going to say, like, kind of segue into, because we had I think it was the first caller talking about medical gameplay, and we got we've dedicated nights just being in a carrot going around like Stanton before Pyro came out, just like, hey, anyone in desperate need, we got a medical vehicle around. And when it was working, right, it was fun. It was really fun gameplay. But with looking for group, you could have not necessarily a tank or healer. Well, you could. So maybe not a tank, but
kind of.
Well,
Well,
I mean, like same rules, right? Like pilot or escort pilot.
We're getting the armor class system in, right? You could literally say, we need someone who can fight, someone who can heal, whatever.
Yeah, but in the current day, you need a medical ship. Like if you're playing the game now with the new implementation of stuff and not using a medical ship, you're kind of a dumbass. And then the other thing is, a lot of this mission requires a cargo ship, right? Those batteries have to go from the surface up to the top, and not every ship can hold those. They're big, so you can't put them in an Aurora. So you kind of need
to fly with it on top and just really slowly make your way up.
Yeah. So you might be looking for certain things, and obviously in previous patches it was, are we going to salvage to do supply or die? Are we going to do mining? Are we going to do this? So all that could have been good with this system that he's mentioning.
Yeah, definitely excited to see like what they're going to do with it, and the updates they're talking about in the last Citizen Con. But then also how to make something like this event, like say for this event, right, to be instant. So you could have a PvE full experience for those players that want that. With was it dynamic server meshing is what I'm maybe thinking. Like you could have it go into like a specific instance server for that location, kind of like what the Gears of War level was that you're all showing off. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know if they want these open areas to be their instances. Like, did you see CitizenCon last year? They gave their first ever mention of an instance in this game ever at that CitizenCon, but how they mentioned it was sewers, something under the ground,
in the cities.
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know if they would want these open air experiences.
Yeah.
But they definitely want to do that. So maybe this event is just not going to be as cool as it is, and as cool as you would want, and as much as you want it to be an instance. I want Siege of Orson to be an instance, right? Very similar to this, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening with those kind of things, but I do see it maybe being not like being somewhere just down on the surface. I don't know, but who knows?
It looks like in space somewhere, like you could have like an outpost that's like under attack, and you need a team of like 5 or 10, and you like log in looking for group, get your team, and then you all quantum to it, and it's like on its own separate like server or yeah.
I mean, it's certainly. I think it's even possible without dynamic. To be honest, it's just a matter of them doing it. So, I guess what I want to ask you is like, is that what you want for this, or do you want it to be something that people actually compete over? Like not everything should be instanced, is what I feel, but yeah,
right. Then you lose like that, like kind of the the player interaction where our VoIP after finally now working comes into play. I honestly, I'm pretty open to it being in a lot of different ways to do it. I think if you're ever in a PvP situation, if there's like any rewards that should be greater than like the PvE awards, that's kind of been my thought on it. But different or unique.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I want to see what they do with instances before I ever
advocate for more of them, I guess.
Yeah. Right. I think you're saying what I'm trying to say for sure is I don't want to take players out of the MMO part of the game unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And I like both. I like the PvE missions. I like the PvP side of it. Like we're doing the data train, the event, right? Where I'm like halfway to getting the full completion.
Nice.
And we've been doing it with like 2 to 3 of us in a Connie, taking the Phoenix, so we get the extra turret on the back. And it's been pretty fun. Like we encounter somebody, and it's usually kind of fair game. If they're coming at us pretty aggressive, we'll take them out. Or they'll be trying to take us out. And there's some times where we'll get down to a location and we'll have to jump out and go find the people on foot, the other players, and it's been fun. Interactions. Like they've gotten us a few times, we've gotten them, and then you get to steal their haul or
I'll
pull up his.
I'll not one up you. I don't know what the phrase would be, but I'm doing it completely differently than you. Is my org is we're all in a Polaris. We're doing ERT PvE bounties, downing, soft deathing the ships. Those ships have copper and corundum on them, and that's the turn-in and Stanton. So we're
trying to figure that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've collected thousands. There is, I think, 3,000+ SEU in one of our guys' freight elevators.
Wow.
Even though the max is 1,000, by the way, you can get more than that in there, and we're gonna just turn them in at some point.
Yeah.
And finish it, for a bunch of people, make a bunch of money, and continue to ruin the economy from that mission. As bad as the implementation of Supply or Die kind of was in so many ways, I think it was the best one they've done so far from the, just get in and kind of play the game aspect.
Yeah.
You completed it any way you want. There was tons of different ways.
Be rewarded for doing what you normally would.
Exactly. Right? Be rewarded from just playing the game. It was one of the best they did, for sure. Like, you gave an entirely different experience than I have. But we're doing the same mission. It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, and I tried that. That's actually pretty cool. We're gonna do that next, because we used to do that whenever the bounty missions had like all the
drugs on them,
weevil eggs and everything. Yeah,
they still do.
Came out.
So you also have that extra bonus there, but yeah,
that's cool. We're gonna definitely do that. But I tried the just the normal hauling, but that seemed like every time we'd go to one of the stations that would have the ice and the tin, I think it was. It was just like everyone was just waiting for it, and it just we could never do it.
Yeah, that is my only sour point towards that event, is like, and it was I guess it was kind of hard to tell how aggressive it would be that people would do that, but just so much of the community was just like, I'm just gonna sit at this terminal.
It wasn't like, it's happened in every fucking event they've ever done, is people line up and just wait. Every single
this is very different to like a waiting for Jump Town, right? Where it's like, you're sitting there and you're waiting, but like you could get killed at any time. Yeah. This was literally, I am queuing for hours on end.
Yep.
With just nothing happening, right?
Yep. It was, but it's the Star Citizen players. I don't know. They love it.
VoIP.
They're all British. They love lines. I don't know. Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, but it's been good. I mean, overall, hopefully, stability is a big thing. They have a big undertaking to be able to pull this off. But I mean, we're all hoping it's successful. But it's like the struggle to get there.
Yeah, but all right, Seiken, is there anything else you want to add, or?
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, we were talking. You guys started talking about the event. I was like, that would be really cool to see like a looking through option to bring more players together. Those ones, and
even at instanced, but it's just like a weird situation of what's instanced, what's not. I'm curious what they end up doing with it, like just in general. But let's start with something first and see where it goes, and then how far do they take it? I know they want to do a bunch of things, but what they want to do and what's reality has shown over the many years I followed the project to just never fall in line with each other. So we'll see what happens. But all right, bro, thanks for calling. I appreciate it, man. It was fun.
Yeah, good stuff. Good talks.
All right, catch you soon. Bye now. Up to you, Croncy. Somebody popped in the green room. Want to bring him in?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll make it our last call of the day, though.
Okay, cool. I got to write their name in. Tybbles.
Hello.
Tybbles. There you go.
Hello. Long time watcher, first time caller.
Welcome.
Welcome in.
So, the most exciting thing that I'm looking forward to in the 4.1 is having my reclaimer be able to kill its own food.
Yeah. nothing particularly large, but like
yeah. It took a tiny second for that to register, and then I got it.
Yeah, I've been doing the salvaging for the supply or die, and it's been taking forever. Got it done yesterday. So
I do have a suggestion for you, though.
Sure.
Your reclaimer has a lot of guns.
Yes.
And other people can use them as well.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay, just making sure.
But it's just, I like to, am part of an org, but I haven't really played anything with them because, like, every time I try, I couldn't join their server, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Yeah. All the bugs happened.
Star Citizen is like, much easier to play solo. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to start solo. And then I continued, and I got to be able to turn in like a large mission for it. But then I was like, well, if I do that, I'd have to mine or salvage for more. So I just freaking waited for the things to pop up and just, server hopped until I could get all the small missions to complete it. Now I'm going to save up more and turn in a big mission to save up for an 890 jump.
Oh, good luck. An even bigger ship. Those guns shoot without you, though, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Those are automatic.
Excited about that.
I wonder if that's a good point. I wonder if maybe that's why they've implemented this change, or they've been more willing to implement this change, is now we have large ships that just shoot by themselves anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah. Those PDCs are pretty much bladed turrets,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have them in-game already. Better. So I got a Phoenix, so I could just have something protecting my back when I'm doing ERTs and stuff.
There you go. Yeah. I don't see a huge problem with the changes towards some of the ships like the Reclaimer and stuff for the reasons you mentioned. You're not going to be able to do ERTs in a Reclaimer, I don't think, unless you're ramming into everything.
Oh, no. No, I'm sticking to small stuff.
Yeah. So it's still, it's still you want a game that gives you what you put in. Like, you put in a lot, it gives you out a lot. And that's sort of how the ships need to be, right? If you have a bunch of people in it, it should give you more and fun and better experiences. But as far as being able to fly around and do some salvage missions and stuff, or do some low-level
Yeah.
bounties with it. Like, why not? Who's gonna complain about that? Not me.
Yeah,
It also
exactly.
brings more of the game into like this standard as well of like, let's say you're a player that's progressing through like different sizes of ships, and you're using like we'll say your end ship is the Carrack, right? You start off with like an Aurora. You can shoot as the pilot. You move up to a Titan. You can shoot as the pilot. You move up to a Connie. You can shoot as the pilot.
Yeah.
And then you get to the Carrack and it's like, oh, rip me, right?
Right.
And it
Now
just
what
makes
do
it more
I do?
uniform,
Yeah. So
I'm really excited about the Valkyrie getting it as well. That's very
Valkyrie
nice.
got buffed.
Oh
big
yeah.
buff.
Valkyrie
It
took
also
some
got
steroids.
the cargo as well. Like it got the
Yeah.
3
Yep.
levels of cargo now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the Valkyrie so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just hope they do that with the Retaliator. I know they're man turrets, so it might be different, but like
Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't like the missiles in the Retaliator. I would just put cargo modules,
Sure.
and having two slaved turrets to it would be awesome. Just
Hear me
low level
out.
stuff.
Hear me out. A slave turret module for the Retaliator.
Yeah, even that.
All right, now you guys are taking this too far.
Oh, I want a module for the Retaliator that is like a size 7 or a size gun that just pops
Ugh.
down, slaved to
disgusting.
the driver.
Yeah,
Just one.
Becomes like a Thunderhawk gunship for any
Yeah.
play Warhammer. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I don't agree.
Mike's been a Retaliator hater for years. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't
I have
understand.
been the more we do this, the less multi-crew matters, and I hate that. Like I just said, I don't want modules that just continuously make players take ships out. Like I want you to be able to enjoy some aspects of the game in these large ships, but I want you to be able to enjoy and experience the game that the content that those ships are meant to do with a group. Like that's the whole point.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll always kind of
that's
die
why
on that
I've
hill
always liked the
about them.
Retaliator, is because the Retaliator is one of the most fun ships to have in multi-crew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I do think a big part of that is the fact that the pilot has the torpedoes.
Yep.
And can still contribute to the fight rather than just piloting.
Absolutely. I mean, how about from this perspective? I think the pilot should have the torpedoes in the Polaris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see
anything wrong with that.
I mean, honestly, just logistically, it should be that way. I think just the way that people play the game.
Well, maybe not. Maybe the co-pilot or something. That's the same thing as the guy being down at the bottom. Because the problem with the Polaris torpedoes is it's a turret and you can look around, you can fire in any direction. So that would not happen with the pilot.
That's fair.
But I don't see a problem with the pilot having it either. If there's nobody on that, maybe the pilot can use it.
I guess the problem would be that specific instance. I guess the problem would be, do we then get every single time there's an event, similar to during Xenothreat when everyone would solo Retaliator, do we then just have tons of people solo Polarising?
You already do.
Yeah, but they're much worse now than they would be in your theoretical.
They're much worse than my theoretical idea.
Well,
like it would be ridiculous.
Well, the price is still there. The price is still there for the torpedoes.
That's what I was going to say too. The torpedoes are just not worth the money to even fire them. Like I don't even know why we have them right now.
Yeah, so you do it once and then you never get the ship out ever again.
Yeah. It's
right.
It's an event ship where like I don't care about how much money I make on the event. I only care about the rewards. So fire torpedoes. But yeah.
Right.
Like I don't want the ship to be a solo ship, obviously, but at the same time, it's like I give up. I don't care. Do whatever you guys want. You guys just want to play the game by yourselves, I guess. I don't know. Fly around in big ships.
It's not that
Have fun.
Want to play by myself. It's just that we don't have any org tools. We don't have any.
Yeah.
Like,
that sounds like excuses to me.
It is.
A lot of people. A lot of people.
It is.
No, a lot of people find ways to do this stuff. Just say you're not willing to do it. It's okay. I'm not gonna knock you for it because it is a pain in the ass. But people find ways to do these things. People find ways to enjoy it.
I want it to be easier.
Yeah. the CitizenCon event or the CitizenCon panel that I enjoyed the most was that one.
Yeah,
that
it was
is
nice.
the most important thing of all, over crafting, over everything. So we're on the same page. That's why I'll never knock you for feeling that way. But
social gameplay has always been the most important part of every MMO.
Exactly.
So the tools in relation to that are always the most important.
Of course. But when you say you want a size 7 gun on your Retaliator, I start to think
fun.
I start
It'd
to
be
think
fun.
I start to think differently about you. That's all I'm trying to say. I took a really long way to saying I don't think you want to play in a group. I think you want to just have a big gun.
Just doesn't get it.
Yeah, I think you want to be strapped to a big gun, but that's me. I don't know.
Yeah. But I haven't bought the size 10 gun. I don't have enough money for that yet.
Fair. Do you have an A2?
No.
Okay. If you did, then it was case closed. So you're good.
I'm CCUing my way up to the next one that's coming out. Perseus? Yeah, Perseus.
Okay. What are your
CCUing my way up to that?
This is totally off topic, and we'll stop after I ask this question. But I am this is just purely out of curiosity. With the amount of money that you can make in game now, with the way things are, that like how easy it is to buy ships in game, there's now missions for you to get ships in game like the Polaris. Why still go through the CCU process, or why still consider buying something on the store? Because one of the things I've seen in 4.1 or 4.0.2, I should say, there's just money everywhere, so there's no need to buy these things. Just I'm assuming it's still just wipes potentially, that kind of thing.
I don't say what it is for everyone, but for me, it's probably a sickness. It's probably a sickness.
Fair, yeah.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs or anything like that, but I waste my money on games.
Everyone needs a hobby.
Yeah. I think I was cured at some point in 2017, but I definitely had the sickness too, so I understand. I bought a Polaris.
Yeah.
I bought a Polaris.
I just bought an Emerald.
Yeah. I was just curious does the reason I asked is like the way the game works now. I'm curious if people who often just bought stuff on the store because they wanted it when the game comes out, did they find the more recent patches like, hey, I'm playing the game even though I'm getting 25 million for mission, things like that. Did they find themselves wanting to earn ships in the game more, or still just, hey, got to spend my money on something? Yeah, it was, again, not to try to make you feel bad or anything like that at all. It was just the current state of the game is so unique to anything we've ever had in the past because they're not really exploits. It was like totally by design. And I was just like curious what people were feeling about it.
It's like the first time they've ever incentivized people to earn ships in game.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. This is the most money I've ever had in the game.
Did you buy ships in game a lot, or and then
no, never?
Because you're mentioning never really. Okay,
never. Now I am.
No, there you go.
Like, I log into the game for a while there before 4.0, and I'd play or try to play, and then I'd blow up randomly, or I'd finally get a big haul of cargo, and I'm going to the station to sell it, and then I accidentally hit a speed boost and ram into the docking collar or wherever I was going, and then I'd just turn it off and not play for a while. I'd listen to you. I'd listen to you all the people, giving updates on it, and I was like, well, 4.0 came, I might as well try.
Cool. Yeah, I just
been a member since 2016.
Nice. I just think when you buy, that's when I bought my Polaris. I just think when you buy, when you have a bunch of stuff on your account already, you're less motivated to buy things in the game anyway, right? You already have what you want.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Like I am not.
You're probably not
myself.
the right person to ask. Actually, now that I think about it, it's probably more people that are like don't have one or two ships do they find themselves still wanting to go to the pledge store, or do they find themselves, hey, it's so easy to make money in game, I'll just do it there, even though I know I'm going to lose them eventually. I wonder what the vibe is with people nowadays.
So
might be a cool podcast topic, actually, to just have people call in and see if things have changed for them over the last 6 months.
Yeah, I think the Perseus is probably going to be the biggest ship or the most expensive ship I buy on there. And I'm probably not doing anything else.
And the thing with that is, just like the Polaris, limited time. You can only buy it. You can't buy it in the game. Those things for a while. So if you want to fly it when it comes out, you got to buy it. That's just how it is. So, totally understandable from that standpoint.
I feel by the time the bigger ships come out, a lot of my org mates are going to have that stuff, and they're going to need people.
Of course.
And I love to be in a turret gun.
Me too.
I love that.
I don't like flying. I hate flying.
Yeah.
Anything but flying.
I've gotten better at it, but I hate it.
Tractor beam, turret gun, cargo, anything.
My life goal is to get a referral javelin and then never fly it myself and just always be in the turrets.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And those big ones? Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we'll leave it. But I just wanted to. I was super curious, and I think we came up with a downtime, nothing happening in Star Citizen topic of what are your are you still going to the pledge store? Still super excited to buy ships, or are you feeling like the game is full enough to buy ships in game and stuff, and giving you enough money to do it? Whatever.
I definitely bought the Space Kitten skin or the Hello Kitty ripoff, whatever. For all that stuff. I want stuff like that. I want an anime waifu skin for my 600i,
Checks out.
And body pillows.
Checking out.
Why don't they have body pillows?
It's only a matter of time. We just got the hot bed. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly. I can when they bring in the maglock system.
Hang up.
When they get the maglock system, put body pillows all over my ship for armor. That's my armor system right there.
Just drop them all in the cave that you blow up from the new event. Just body pillows everywhere. But yeah, we'll leave it there before everyone leaves the podcast, Tybbles. So thank you very much.
Later, Tybbles.
That's fine. I love you guys. Keep doing what you do.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing too, man. Have fun. Talk to you. Oh man. All right, lost my composure there.
Broke you.
I see all people typing anime emotes, and then one guy just is nothing. Hang up. Sometimes the simple things are the best comedy, I think. But yeah, that's where we'll leave it. Fun show. I don't want to talk about Tier 0 stuff anymore. That again is an you can talk about it all you want, and I will sit here. I will just do this, but with me instead.
just a you stationary. Yep.
And then so I'll have one ready to go, and it's just it's just me something I don't know, and that's it. And we'll play it. We'll see how it goes. But outside of that, 2 weeks, and hopefully this is working. Maybe less.
Yep. And then I guess do we know what SCL is going to be this coming week?
We won't know until Monday.
Okay, so no reveals or anything during IC.
No, he just said, and we'll see you next week on Star Citizen Live.
Okay.
My guess is they did do the question and answer thread for, I think, Elliot and them, and then they never showed up. Or so, not they never showed up. There was a scheduling, it was different. It was going to be different this week or something. So I imagine that is the one that they were doing. But
okay, cool.
I don't know. But we'll know for sure on Monday. And I guess that's where we'll leave it with you guys. So I'm really happy Croncy's back so he can do the outro with me, because it was really awkward that he just stared at the screen and never did it. And hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. And don't forget to answer the call.
The call.
Yeah.